Yorkshire. There are mailing addresses for you, which will be coming up again throughout the programme.
48 metres shortwave, PR14.
Yes, and in the 48 metres shortwave, you're listening to James Chart Timers from the past and the present. And again, we're going to make a compromise here. It's an old song done by a duo. This time it's Rod Stewart and Tina Turner. It Takes Two comes straight in at number 12. 623 kilohertz, this is Radio International, and you're listening to Jane now until 10:45. And what better way to start off this Thursday, even on at work, that's also I like to hear.
Right, it's about 11 in the afternoon, or I should say in the morning, on BRI today. Oh dear, talking about falling to pieces today. I think it's because probably Jane is not here to keep an eye on me. But anyway, she'll hopefully be back in a couple of weeks.
Station on your favourite station.
Britain Radio International.
You're currently listening to Britain Radio International, broadcasting on 48 metres shortwave today, hopefully 6230, if not possibly 6225, depending on the availability of this frequency today. We'd like to apologise for not appearing on Sunday the 23rd of December with our 4 Sunday schedules, but this was due to our aerial system being vandalised, and we apologise for that. The programmes you're hearing today were the programmes which should have went out on Monday, and we've decided to put those out today rather than in favour of our Boxing Day programmes. So apologies for all the sort of announcements being a little bit out of date now, but we'll now continue with the programme schedules today, which are our 4 Sunday schedules on Britain Radio International today. 6275, we heard Atlanta Radio with a good signal. 6285, we heard the Pirate Freaks Broadcasting Service. Nice to know that, back on the air again for Christmas, probably, with a fair to good signal. 6290 kilohertz was Radio Rhine with a fair signal. 6300, we heard Steve Most and friends with Radio Pamela coming in with a fair to good signal. And I understand that rig's only putting out between 10 and 12 watts, so well done, Steve Most, for putting out a good signal there with that little rig. 6310, we heard Radio 48 on a second frequency, and that particular frequency was giving us a fair to good signal. And 6315, we heard WFRL with a fair constant signal also on that day, putting out some very interesting news concerning Caroline. Yes, right, going back to Radio 48, which we were listening to, we've got a short recording now of their final 2 minutes with Mark Stafford and also Magnus doing their last little bit. So let's sit back and listen to this slightly little sad recording of Radio 48 last Sunday on their closed-down announcements.
Radio 48, the final broadcast with the music of the Pretenders, the middle of the road. Mailing address for the final time is as follows: Radio 48, South Beechwood, Edinburgh, Scotland, EH12 5YR. And that will be open after Christmas and into the new year. It is Christmas not far away, but no Christmas cheer in this studio today. Mark Stafford and Howard now on the final few minutes of Radio 48, and Howard now has a big list of people he would like to say thank you to.
Well, it's with a heavy heart that I have to steal out this address. This was the last time you'll hear these names from my lips and anybody else's lips on this station. So here we go. Ian Scott, Dave Scott, Freddie Archer, Dave Kane, Roger Davis, Phil Abbott, Jay Burkett, Austin Holland, Chris Evans from Polo Engineering, which helped an awful lot in the early days. Larry Stevens of EMR also helped with technical advice in the early days. Mail drop people, Steve West from Victoria Road, Salisbury, the people at PO Box 500 Stanton, and latest address people 23 South Beechwood in Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland. Richard Evans for use of audio processing equipment for the first few Radio 48 broadcasts. I'm getting very emotional now, people.
Hold it together. Keep with it. Be a professional at times like this.
And of course, the last name is my good friend Mark Stafford, who's helped stations out over the last 2 years and helped it to come to this final point. And that's really all. If I've lost anybody, forgotten anybody there, thank you very much. I'm very sorry if I've forgotten you there.
Well, at times like this, there's not a lot you can say. We're going to play a couple of records, and then sadly that is the end of Radio 48. Now I'm a couple of old rock and rollers. Let's have some rock and roll from the 70s. You know like this one was Hathaway Howard when you that is the penultimate ultimate record on Radio 48. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, I think it is. And OIO from 1970. Those are the days I used to listen to Radio North Sea International. I was young Anorak and I thought maybe one day, really lucky, I might just be on the radio. And in a small way, I have been on the radio recently. I'd like to thank people like Howard and other people who let me on the radio, but particularly as we are talking about Radio 48, I'd like to thank Howard for inviting me along a couple of years back, and I've enjoyed my time on Radio 48. Often I've been at the end of sitting on the receiver in the warm of my house listening to it while Howard has been out in the pouring rain and the snow. I've enjoyed that, and we hasn't, but anyway, I'd like to say thanks to him, and thank you to all the Radio 48 listeners who've written us nice things about us, anybody who's written nice things about the station. Sadly, this is the start of the end of an era, if you know what I mean, because there are more short closures to come. Stay tuned over the next couple of weeks for those. From me, Mark Stafford, thank you for listening, and I'll hand you over to Howard for the final words from Radio 48.
Well, this is not a very good time, really. It's a very sad. I'm quite choked. I don't really know what to say. Really, help me here, Mark.
Lots of words.
I'll just say that Merry Christmas to everybody, anyway. We've got Christmas, I think, haven't we?
I think we've forgotten Christmas in amongst the feeling we've got at the moment. So from Radio 48, I think it is goodbye, and one final goodbye from Howard.
Goodbye, everybody, and thanks for all the support, and I've really enjoyed it the last 9 years.
Radio 48 is now closing down.
Right.
Okay, there we go. That's the recording of Radio 48's close down with Magnus, of course, Mark Stafford. A bit of a sad event there, and we wish the station operators all the best for whatever they do in the future. That was last Sunday. Short recording at BRI. As we had a very good signal coming in here at BRI's location, and I do believe in most of the UK and the continent. Some stations we know that will be closed by the end of the year, and some of these have already closed. That's Atlanta's Shortwave, which closed down about 2 or 3 weeks. Freesound Radio International will possibly be going out the air next week, which is the 30th of December. WFOL is liable to continue, we think, not closing down as possibly first thought. Another station which I believe WBMX has also closed down, but this is not too clearly broadcasting yet. Atlanta Radio will be closing down either today or thereabouts by the end of the year, whatever happens. And also, we're not sure of Radio East Coast Commercial. The 3 crew members who were on board apparently were made ill due to contaminated water supplies. That was Rico, Chris Klein Martin and Chris Adams. On the 10th of December, they contacted the Coast Guard after they were unable to start any of the main generators, and the Coast Guard advised them to leave the ship. However, they remained on board, refusing to leave until the diesel ran out at approximately 9 p.m. Once on shore, the police questioned all members, but let them free without any further measures. It is also reported the Ramsgate lifeboat refused to go, saying that the ship was not an emergency. Both the DTI and Trinity House checked the ship on the 11th of December. DTI did not board, however Trinity House boarded it and reported that the vessel was in a mess. It also seems that the Caroline organisation have arranged an amnesty with the DTI for taking supplies out to the ship to get it back and up together again. In the meantime, Richard Butler is going ahead with a test case in the name of Daniel Richards against the DTI. The main reason for this is because the Caroline legal fund is starting to get a bit low.
and Caroline management have not taken any decisions regarding the future of the station. Last week, however, a meeting of the Caroline owners on the 14th of December, that's Friday the 14th of December, decided that Caroline would not broadcast from the range again. However, for the moment, the ship would remain where it was, with the 3 crew members. Now, one source informed us that an organisation are considering broadcasting Radio Caroline from satellite. And this ties in a bit with other news, which states that Radio Nova at present have a spare satellite transponder on the Astra Lifestyle channel. And it is rumoured that they'll be starting a satellite Radio Caroline service. Radio Nova. The reason for this is because the Nova sales director is who, coincidence, was the sales director for Radio Caroline when the station returned back in 1983. It also appears that the transponder of Nova is currently used to broadcast religious programs similar to the Viewpoint programs. And some familiar names. Well, that's the news from the Caroline organisation at the moment. I will say that is news from one of the sources that we have. Any further details or corrections we'll bring you in future radiophile programmes. And the offshore. A Belgian who apparently were involved in the communicator project are now looking at the MV Manel, the anchored in Portsmouth Harbour, awaiting scrapping. Now have a registered company, Radio Caroline UK Limited, on the Holloway Road in North London. Apparently the Caroline organisation are having talks with the DTI about bringing the ship into, it said international waters, however we do believe in sea waters to get it into ship shape. Special event licence for their 28th birthday in April next year. Revenge will be used as a studio base for the new radio satellite service should it take off. And possibly, if, as has been rumoured, I must emphasise this is a rumour, Radio Caroline applies for a Kent or Essex area licence. Recently, BBC Radio Kent featured a programme on Caroline on Sunday the 16th of December in the afternoon. Dave Witt. Also a phone-in from listeners describing their memories. Getting away from Mike Oldfield. It's time for Walker's London Report.
Lots of little stories to tell you. At the end of November, I was personally tipped off by a friend who has a friend inside the Department of Trade and Industry, and I was told that the DTI were going to go raiding mad throughout the month of December. I asked the question, was it London or nationwide? The answer came nationwide. So therefore, if you're listening to your local FM pirate radio station and wonder why they haven't been there, or they have been there and kept going off, it's because the Department of Trade and Industry keep raiding them. Now, here in London, we've gone from a state of about 45 to 50 radio stations on the air, that's every day, or at their peak weekend, to around 1 or 2 being on a week. Things have got that bad. The biggest shock came to me the other week when I tuned up the band to find only one station on and one station only. Now, the main ones are the jump ahead of the DTI by putting another rig up and replacing the one that's just been taken off. Soca Radio, who are operating on hours these days on 101. Switching off and then switching on and such like. Also, Fantasy Radio, who operate on 98 dead on the dial. They are rated very, very often. Methinks to the new BBC FM relay that's on there, or should I say BBC Radio 1 that's on there. I can't even say it now. Sophisticated London Radio 99.6 also managed to keep one jump ahead of the Department of Trains Industry by managing to return to the air within 12 hours of being raided. Soca radio station I just mentioned, in fact, were raided 3 times in 3 days, and a total of about 5 times in a week, I think it was. Now, reaction from inside the industry, as it were, the other operators, is that the DTI have absolutely gone stark, raving, bloody mad, raiding everything that seems to come on the air. In fact, hobby stations as well are getting raided. And my one and only boo-hoo Classic Rock 101, which operates on a Wednesday night on 101.7 FM, got hit 2 weeks ago for the first time. My partner Terry Phillips knew it was going to happen because the mod dipped 5 minutes before it all went on. Seems to be their signal to the bloke down in the van to get ready, because we've got it and we're coming down, boys. Classic Rock 101's first raid on FM. Took the lot, smashed the aerials up, but left us a coax and a connecting plug, and we were back on the following week, so there you go. Now, RFL, Radio Free London, who had been absent from London's FM airwaves for around 3 months. 3 weeks ago, first time in 3 months, right? They were raided within 25 minutes of the transmitter coming on the air. Now, Kenny Myers and Co, not being that undetermined by DTI activity, returned to the air the following Saturday night with a couple of hours of Doors music to commemorate Jim Morrison's birthday. And on the Sunday evening, they came on the air at 8 o'clock as usual and closed down at 11 o'clock as usual. But their cassette machine also reversed when it shouldn't. And 15 minutes of programming went out until 11:15 when the transmitter went off. We later found out that it was in fact the DTI who were up on the roof in the tower block messing around with the equipment to try and lure the station staff back up there so they can say those immortal words, "You're nicked." Alas, it didn't work. So RFL have lost at least one stereo transmitter after 2 raids of the 2 weeks they've been back on the air, so work that one out. Also, news from Radio Free London. One of the biggest pirates friendships of all time, I think, must be and Nigel Grant. After around a 15-year friendship, they have had one hell of a bust-up, which has resulted in Nigel Grant not being on RFL anymore. Pete Russell, who originally was in Kenny Myers' bad books, is now back in his good books and is back doing the driving game. And Nigel Grant's ex-girlfriend, who he dumped, has replaced him on Radio Free London. And that Jodie is the person who goes on the tower block roofs and installs the equipment. Can you believe that? Does anyone out there know of any other women in this country that go installing Band 2 FM equipment late at night on tower blocks? Let me know, I'm intrigued. Anyway, that's just about it for now. Britain Radio, International Radio News. This has been Andy Walker. Hand you back to Steve West. Happy Christmas, Steve. Happy Christmas, Andy. I'll never get over that, man. Andy Walker. What are you getting on with your Christmas?
Only 2 days to go. to Andy Walker's mention about the DTI. It's also been reported that the DTI will be out during Christmas, where this means actual Christmas Day itself. The London area is Twilight Radio. Are reported to be planning a broadcast during Christmas or New Year on 91.7 megahertz with 1 kilowatt. Reports are that a 950 watt FM transmitter, nicknamed the Big One, has been built. It will be put on air for this special broadcast, although how long it will last, we don't know.
Radio International.
As usual, if I can ask any of our listeners out there, if you do have information on local free radio stations, shortwave news, any sort of free radio news, drop us a line. Print Radio International, 32 Victoria Road, Salisbury, SP1 3NG in Wiltshire. Or our Utrecht address, PO Box 19074, 3501 DB, Utrecht in the Netherlands. Anyway, continuing with shortwave free radio news. Radio Titanic Germany made their 15th anniversary broadcast on the 14th of October. 48 closed down on Sunday the 17th of December. Using 6221 and 6309 kilohertz between 0930 and 1100 hours UTC. The station featured Mark Stafford with the operator, and also history of the station and their top 10 rock tracks. The 48 transmitter was co-sighted with the Atlanta radio crew, who came on afterwards on the different frequencies 6210 and 6275 kilohertz. It appears that Atlanta were making their final broadcast on Sunday the 30th of December. Radio Atlantis closed on Sunday the 9th of December 1990. The broadcast closed down at 12:40 hours UTC on 6205 kilohertz. The station having been broadcasting since 1978. I mentioned earlier on about a large transmitter on FM. There's one built here currently on shortwave as well. It is rumoured that live wire radio will be used as a 500 watt transmitter at 48 metres on Christmas Eve. Certainly LWR have got a Christmas Day broadcast planned. That's all the news on that station. WNKR radio. WFRL will also appear tomorrow, WNKR, on the 16th of December, with a Caroline special programme between 11 and 100 hours UTC, and featuring Andy Walker, Keith Archer and Ian Johnston. The same day also saw Radio Pamela on 6299 kilohertz, with a 3-hour programme featuring Pirate Andy, PFBS, Steve Most and DJ Rob. The report this station will be on over Christmas on 6299 and also on medium wave on 1609 kilohertz with a new crystal they've now purchased. DJ Rob's station Radio Tina apparently should have better signal soon due to a slight move and the possibility of medium wave transmissions, which follows problems the station has had with an indoor antenna.
BI 19074-3501 DB, Utrecht in the Netherlands.
Free radio to Europe from England on Shortwave. That's Britain Radio International.
Yes, good afternoon. The time's coming up to 12:45. And you're listening to Jane on Britain Radio International 6230 kilohertz. I'm going to be with you until 1:30, playing the UK Chart Climbers past and present.
Down at the Caroline Movement Southampton branch. Once again, all the very best to BRI. Keep up the good work on Shortwave. And remember, keep fighting for free radio. Radio free from government interference. Radio free from government control. And bye for now. Bye.
David Williams, who is from the Caroline Movement Southampton branch. Thanks for your